Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The price of XRP has bounced back after the dramatic crash yesterday, with XRP price getting as low as $2.74 according to Live Coin Watch. And of course, it wasn't specific to XRP. The entire market took a bit of a dive. But is the worst in? Is the bottom in? Can we breathe a sigh of relief? Well, many analysts think the answer is yes, but even if we do go lower, which some analysts, as you'll see in this video, acknowledge could happen, it is not the end of the world. In fact, you'll see why. We are not even close to structurally breaking this bull market. It just ain't happening, folks. Way higher before ultimately, yes, one day reaching a bear market, but we just ain't there yet. There are tons of reasons to be optimistic here. So XRP has bounced back, and with any luck, that was the worst of it, and hopefully the price is at least the same, if not higher, by the time you're watching this, but certainly not guaranteed. I'm going to share with you perspective from a bunch of different XRP chart analysts in this video. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it's 5:03 p.m. Central Time. It is Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, XRP up to $2.93, so not looking too bad. That's a good bounce. That's a solid bounce from the lows yesterday, $2.74. Bitcoin at $114,610, up from a 24-hour low of $112,396. So I'm sure some people are feeling a little bit better today than yesterday, but wow, there's been some fear. Even though there shouldn't be, it does not make logical sense to be fearful when you're at the end of a bull market here. Not here. We haven't had the true euphoric part yet. And so here's a post from chart analyst TechDev. He shared this with his 538,000 followers on X. He said, every dip continues to have the crowd thinking maybe top, and that should tell you everything you need to know. Timeline on eggshells since 15K. Wall of worry. Worry when it crumbles. Okay, that is spot on. And so he posted that in the evening of August 1st. And the morning of that, so over 12 hours before that, I shared this post on August 1st. I wrote in all capital letters to express the seriousness of my message and to scream at you on the internet. I wrote, markets do not top in fear. That is the message. So when TechDev delivers his message, as I just read it to you, he's telling you the same thing. When everybody's fearful, we're not at the end, folks. When everybody's euphoric and you get the first true dip indicating bear market, and you don't know for sure that's it necessarily, but when that dip happens and the market's not afraid, that's when you should be worried. You shouldn't be worried when everybody else is worried, though. The opposite of what the market thinks is true. That's pretty much always the case. Here's a post from Crypto Wizard, Bitcoin USD chart here, healthy retest. As we go into the new week, my eyes are on Bitcoin, broke out of the inverse head and shoulder as called, but failed to break the key $120,000 resistance. It's now retesting the breakout. Can it flip it as support? Dips remain for buying. So he sure as hell doesn't think that this thing's over yet. Again, dips are for buying. For those who are interested in buying, that's his perspective. Makes sense to me. Here's another post from him, market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. He says, collapse is coming. Since 2022, Bitcoin dominance has been in an uptrend, but it has just closed July with a bearish engulfing, rejecting the upper trend line of the symmetrical triangle. The last time this happened, a collapse occurred. Patience pays. Yeah, that's what we want. We want a collapse of Bitcoin dominance even as the price of Bitcoin goes up. That means altcoin dominance increases. This is historically what happens at every point in the cycle. It's unfolding like you should expect it to, folks. It makes no sense to be fearful here. Here's a post from Credible Crypto from yesterday as the market was falling apart. He said, there are 3 scenarios I want to cover in my video. 2 of the 3 have us reversing right around here. A move below $110,000 eliminates one of them, so he's referencing Bitcoin, of course. A move below $105,000 eliminates the second, which would leave just the final scenario in play. In all 3 cases, higher time frame structure remains intact. So don't lose your mind here because of what is, for all intents and purposes, noise on the lower time frames. Okay, that is sage wisdom. Do not freak out here. Everything is fine. And it's nice that we're bouncing at least to this point. Now, somebody wrote to him named Red Oyster and said, no one has a crystal ball and maybe the top for Bitcoin was already in, which would mean no alt season this time. Maybe unlikely, but if higher time frame was lost in a couple of weeks, the consequences would be severe. So please allow us to be a bit nervous looking at the current meltdown. And Incredible Crypto just ain't having it. He says, no, there is nothing to suggest the top is already in. That's my point. You can't approach these markets with emotion. You have to use logic and reason at all times. For higher time frame to be lost, we would have to move below $74,000, and we are nowhere near that, and we could go lower without even coming close to that level. If you're nervous here as we trade at $112,000, knowing that there is no danger if we go under $110,000, under $100,000, or even under $90,000, then you are reacting emotionally to this move, which is not good for your long-term success in this space. That one gets a little golf clap. Spot on, Credible Crypto. He also wrote a couple days ago, might be time to start zerping again soon, meaning might be time to start buying some XRP here. And just this morning, he reposted that and simply wrote XRP and shared this XRP BTC chart. Look at this. He's highlighting a key level here. Fell below this line, but so you have to come back up against it. I guess it's technically resistance now. But he's anticipating us to get up right where I'm moving my mouse around on the screen for those of you looking. It's coming. We are not done with this, folks. Do not be surprised if XRP hits a new all-time high against Bitcoin this cycle. It's been ripping up ever since, upward trend-wise, ever since November. It ain't done, my friends. We just are not done. Here's a post from chart analyst Dr. Cat. He says, XRP, the end of this correction should come between the 2nd of August and 4th of August, and $2.78 should provide the support if tested on the 3-day time frame. Now, he posted that yesterday, and I shared it in a video yesterday. And I just wanted to highlight, since now we have the benefit of some additional hindsight, yeah, he was fairly close. I mean, we're kind of splitting hairs here. There were various analysts citing different levels. $2.78, he said. Others were saying $2.80. Some were a little bit lower. And so, you know, I understand that for invalidation, sometimes they literally mean the prices that they're citing. But the way that I look at it personally is when there are a bunch of different analysts saying very similar things with similar price targets, they're probably about right. So whether or not they consider anything a specific invalidation for what they're stating, I'm just saying from my experience watching them, if they're saying that, we're pretty safe. Like, I've seen a number of analysts cite pretty close levels to that, and we did drop to $2.74 briefly, but we have popped above it. So at least at the moment I'm recording this, it's looking pretty good. Here's a post this morning from CW. He says, long positions in XRP have almost disappeared. Only short positions remain. Okay, so you could say bearish sentiment, but there's also an opportunity for them to get absolutely wrecked, which is also a reason I don't play with leverage, and I'm never going to, because it's stupid for you unless you're some sort of advanced trader, which is almost 0% of humans. But still, tons of people want to do it anyway, to each their own, but it is stupid, and you're going to lose money. Just saying here, folks. But yeah, this is going to flip. This is absolutely going to flip. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom in the afternoon yesterday. He said, XRP update, $2.80, well, $2.80, so meaning $2.80 region, was first area of interest, and that has been sliced through. I'm watching for a bounce to come in from here down to $2.65. And so he didn't say we had to hit $2.65. He's saying perhaps as low as that. He says anything below that, and the chart is very damaged. Either way, not what we wanted to see for any chance of a short-term continuation. So at least we've had a nice bounce since then. But we didn't get that close to $2.65. Nothing's broken here, folks. And this is the message I wanted to deliver. That's a big part of it. Everything is fine. I'm not seeing any of the analysts that I follow flipping out because of what's been happening here. There's a post yesterday from chart analyst Zoom. He said XRP lower time frame wave 5 coming to an end. I repeat, $6 to $8 XRP in August, highly likely. And I shared that yesterday. Now he reposted that this morning, and he said XRP perfect bounce from the lower time frame wave 5 zone mentioned yesterday. So he's very optimistic in the short term. We're going to be getting to the $6 to $8 perhaps this month. So let's not be crying here. The best is yet ahead, and we're bouncing back. Like, XRP just bounced back. Like, that is what has happened to this point. Here's a post from Crypto Insight UK. Says XRP weekly close above $2.94 would be good, and above $3.04 would be great. Well, we'll see what happens here. Like I said, so now as I record this, it's 5:11 p.m., so we got less than 2 hours before the close. We're at $2.92 now. I don't know, you guys are future people. You know whether or not that happens. It very well may. We're pretty close right now. Here's a post from chart analyst D. Greg Crypto. XRP 6-month time frame update. We have 4 months and 29 days left until this candle closes. Will we make history by breaking through the chasm of XRP price, or have we already seen the top? And no one, including me, is noticing it. Yeah, I doubt that. I'm still in the camp that the last leg is coming, and it's going to be epic. Here's what the numbers say. Non-log scale measured move, $4.89. Log scale measured move $48.90. And by the way, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that's happening, nor is he specifically predicting that. I'm just telling you my opinion. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think there's about a 0% chance. Happy to be wrong, but I doubt I am. He says that's a staggering 10x difference between the non-log and log scale. As you know, I'm all about the average approach, so the average of these two targets is $4.89 plus $48.90 divided by 2, which is $27. So whether or not you think that's a reasonable approach to get there, that number sure as hell ain't crazy. He says, take it or leave it. It's not my job to tell you what to do. I'm just here to show you the patterns are revealing. So again, folks, like I said, there's nobody that's flipped bearish here, and it doesn't make sense for you to flip bearish here either. The best is yet ahead. XRP just bounced back. Hopefully it's persisting by the time you're watching this. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.